Hi friends! From the looks of the title, we are going into Wayne Goss, the cream foundation. Newly released product kicking off his complexion line. And a huge thank you to Beautylish and Wayne for sending me these products. I received the translucent loose powder, 2 foundations per my shade request, and the puff. So today will be very simple, fam. I watched his video. I would advise you do the same to get a better idea and context around the foundation. We'll take a look at shades both 5 and 6, the ones I asked for, and yeah. And if it's your first time here, hi, I'm Alicia. I'm an online coach and a lover and teacher of movement and also beauty. On here, you'll find makeup reviews, tutorials, and everything else in between, because that's just the type of person that I am. We have the Wayne Goss foundation. It's called the cream foundation. It kind of reminds me of Kevin Aquan packaging, very modest and minimalist in approach. Let's pull up the notes as I was typing while listening to Wayne's video. This foundation retails for $38, the loose powder for $28, and the poreless beauty puff for $10. These products are exclusively available on beautylish.com. I will have my affiliate link down below. Your consideration is always appreciated. Not only will you have the individual products on sale, but Beautylish did curate sets where you will receive the shade, powder, and beauty puff, and those sets retail for $76. Now, what shall we expect from this cream foundation? According to Wayne, he formulated this to leave behind a natural satin finish. Now, depending on the moisturizer or priming product you use will determine the finish even more. So if you use an emollient moisturizer, it will probably lean more satin, part of the spectrum, and if you use something more mattifying, it will have more of a natural finish. I don't think it will appear completely matte, but perhaps with a little less shine than it would if you were to apply it on a more emollient moisturizer. We have 12 shades in all, and I know what you're thinking, what's up with that? Wayne said because this was all self-funded, he could only afford the 12 shades for now, and if things are looking good, then he'll add more in the future. If you want more answers, well, you can email him. I'm just the messenger. This product contains a high pigment load, sitting right under 30%. So it reminds me of like stage makeup, where it's just like in your face on the first dab. Nevertheless, however, it can be sheared out depending on how much you apply, on what tools you'll use will determine how much coverage is left behind on your skin. An element Wayne always prioritizes is to ensure that the product looks great on all skin from all different age groups, specifically over 50. I think he feels that demographic is neglected based on makeup, social media, advertisement, where usually complexion products are shown on taut, youthful skin, but they are the older group that love to wear their makeup as well. They like to pack it on and look glamorous. So Wayne wanted to make sure that this product looked great on skin over 50. Each unit contains 30 grams of product or 1 ounce. As you know, Wayne loves to give you all the makeup. Now, as a cream foundation, quickly going over the beauty puff, you have an elastic band here that you can flip to either side. I don't know if you can see, but this is the smooth poreless side that Wayne likes to use. And on the other, you have the velour side, which has a little more texture here. And again, this is the smooth side, the velour side. Wayne designed it so the velour side is used with the loose powder and the smooth side used with the foundation. Wayne encourages you use whatever tool you like, but he did design the puff to press the foundation into the skin, so what's left behind is a smooth poreless finish. And next we have the weightless loose powder. Oh, and my apologies, forgot to mention that the foundation is made in the USA, both the foundation and the powder, and both products have an expiration or suggested shelf life of 24 months. Not bad. Thank you, Wayne. Back to the powder again, weightless powder. This is universal in that it has 0 pigment, but Wayne did mention if you put on a ton, you will see the color. So I don't think this is meant to bake with. In fact, I'm not entirely sure if there are many people who bake now nowadays. I don't anymore. I like to just lightly apply my powder where I don't want any shine or I want more of a set, which is what this weightless powder is designed to do. It takes away shine. It also sets the foundation, and Wayne suggested several other techniques you can actually use this powder for. We can cover it during the demo, but let's say you applied way too much highlighter, or maybe you just want the shine to be dialed down a bit. You can use the powder to adjust the shine effect, but still leave a more soft focus highlight behind. With all product details out the way, why don't you come in a little closer? That's enough. The biggest jump is from shade 5 to 4. You go from medium deep to deep rather quickly. And there are a few jumps in the light to medium category. So again, I apologize in advance if you do not find your shade in the 12 ones offered at the moment. And 4 out of the light shades are already sold out. So again, hopefully in the future, Wayne will add these more nuanced in between shades, because again, those were the 2 major jumps I see from the 12 offered now. But let's go over 4 and 5. 5 and 6. Shade number 6 is a medium with neutral warm undertones, and you could just see from the swatch how creamy and emollient it is. It's a lovely texture. And this again is shade number 6. And I thought either 5 or 6 were going to be it, because 4 is way too deep for me. So I probably could use a shade between 6 and 5. 4 and 5. I guess so confused. Now 5 is medium deep with cool undertones. And 5 is my match for sure. I was looking at the camera. I'm like, wait a minute, that can't be. It's kind of tough to see. Well, no, maybe on camera you can see them better side by side. But because it's 1 to 12, 1 being the deepest, 12 being the lightest, the higher number is the lightest. So 6 for me is a little too light, but 5 is my shade. And to see it on, this is 6. Yeah, you could detect that is a little too light, probably great for the center of my face. And then number 5 gives me a little more match, yeah? Because 5 has the cooler undertones, it's not bad. I would like a little more warmth, so I'm thinking I could probably apply this with my Say Glowy Gel, or even some of the Say cream bronzer, just to add in a little more to the face. I already have moisturizer applied, but let's go in with the foundation. I'll go in with number 5 first, because this is the best match for me. Yesterday I went in with my Sonia G Classic Base, applied way too much. Wayne had said if you apply this product directly on the brush and to your face, you will pick up too much. So he suggested that you apply the foundation to your skin first, and then follow through with whatever tool available to you, what you wish to use. Brush, fingers, even beauty blender, he said, or Z-Puff. So I thought I will apply the foundation first on my skin. I probably apply too much. Again, a little goes a long way with this guy, so beware. And we'll take the smooth side, and Wayne suggested that you press the product in a downward fashion, and this will allow the foundation to melt into the skin and leave behind the smoothest finish. Now, it's okay if we start off here, right? Because it's much better to add versus to take away. When I applied this foundation on the brush first yesterday, it was way too much. I quickly understood when I heard Wayne describe the best methods to apply his foundation. When using a brush, it could be a little intense. You could probably pick up a little bit from the tub. What is the proper word to describe this unit? I don't know. And then go in on the portions that need more coverage. Yes, again, in a downward fashion. Tap it, tap, tap. Get it in around the nose. I have a lot of blemishes around my jawline and around my lip area. So this puff is great. It's very soft. It doesn't pull or tug on the skin. And I could recognize why Wayne would insist on using a tool such as the puff, because it does a wonderful job of pressing the makeup into the skin, but it also takes away a little bit at the same time. Number 6, I'll use just to conceal. Wayne did say you can use this foundation to conceal because of the high pigment content. Naturally, concealer has more pigment than foundation because of the tasks it's designed for. Blemish covering, okay? Under eye circle covering and all that good stuff. So what do we think? The finish is definitely satin. You can see there's a natural glow left behind, but it's not greasy or dewy. And I quickly understood, again, when I used my brush last night, I identified the fact that I applied way too much. And if you do, the makeup will look like it's on your skin. It will appear detectable. If you want to avoid that altogether, try not to go brush in and then on the skin. You will definitely pick up too much because the emolliency of the product will naturally latch on to the brush bristles. Perhaps if you use a natural hairbrush, it'll take away some product, but on the initial pickup, I think it will be far too much on the initial application. I don't think there's anything wrong with going back with a smaller brush, however, to better target the areas that need more coverage. For instance, I have my blemishes here that need a little more help, but to do the whole face like this, I think will lead you to applying way too much, and the cream foundation will just look like a mask on your skin because, again, is pigmented. You have to be a little careful with how much you go in on the first application, but it is buildable and you can shear it down. Maybe you just want something to even out your skin tone and you don't want a ton of coverage, then you'll go that route. For the powder, again, to reduce shine and to help set the makeup, or to set the makeup rather, Wayne demoed pouring the powder in the lid, and he rubbed the velour side into the powder like this, and then pressing it to where you need the setting. And because, again, there's zero pigment, but we were light on the application, it did not change the color of the foundation. It lightly set, but it doesn't look dry, so that's a really good sign. I'll apply more here now on one side of the face just so you can see the difference. If you want to set a larger portion here, it's going to take away the shine, but it's going to have a beautiful blurring effect, that soft focus. So here is without setting, here is with setting. I love both finishes, but the powder is ultra lightweight. It melts into the skin. It doesn't feel like a powder when applied, and it feels soft. For sure. So this might be a new favorite. I'm not crazy about loose powder packaging. I like a pressed powder format where I could just open, dip, and go, but it's fine. Let's just stop complaining, Alicia, okay? And let's test the highlighter trick. So I do have Sweet Wildflower, which they were very nice to send me. Beautylish, the Beautylish Wayne duo was nice to send me. One side I'll do Desert Bloom. So Desert Bloom is a light pink. Is even too light on me. It's funny, when I saw these two colors, I thought, that's interesting. They look the same. Maybe because people wanted a lighter pink color than what exists in his original collection, but you can build it up. You can build it up. It's very soft, and the light is pulling a lot of color out of my face, but it's there. For the highlight side, is more of a pinky hued highlight. Applying a lot on purpose because we'll try the setting trick. And my apologies, who am I to demo Wayne products and not use Wayne brushes? Because they're in the other drawer. I just have the brushes I use for all my videos in front of me. Forgive me, forgive me. Now Sweet Wildflower has a little more brown in it, but you can see they're both like muted pink shades, and the highlighter has more of a champagne undertone to it, whereas Desert Bloom, there's more of a pink shift. If you wanted to tone this down, let's go in with some of the powder and just toss it over the highlight in a circular buffing motion. And yeah, that's pretty nice. It definitely takes down the shine some, and you could also do this with eyeshadow, Wayne said if you wanted a metallic but maybe it was too much for the lid, you could just apply some of that powder on the lid and it will adjust the shine. I'll just put a little bit of some Sweet Wildflower here on the crease. A little bit of the highlight here on the inner corner. And here's a Silco lip gloss. Here's the finished look, applying both foundation shades 5 and 6. I have to say, although this is a first impressions as I just applied it last night, it arrived yesterday, I do really like the texture. I think cream foundations are appealing to me because cream for me just means skin-like and finished natural satin, and I do love those textures for foundation products. I understand though the compromise you make is possibly applying too much, but I think with the puff and also just using a smaller brush to pinpoint the areas that need more coverage instead of going in ham on the first application will save you from appearing too made up. The shade match, I'm not mad at. I'm actually surprised that, you know, even though with a cool undertone, I feel I do sit more neutral, but cool and neutral is different depending on what brand you're talking about. I do enjoy the shade match. It's like right smack where I'm at. So if you've been following my shade matching, 5 I think will be your best bet. 6 is a little too light. Now, I wouldn't recommend that you buy both. Just buy the one that matches you the best and use concealer for your other blemish covering undercircle needs. And because it was sent in PR, I don't want it to go to waste. But again, I would go for 5 because the next one, 4, goes into the deep category. And if you sit between me and 4, hopefully down the line, Wayne will come out with a shade that will address that portion. The powder is pretty fantastic, I have to say. It does not contain talc as far as I'm concerned. I think you can take a look at the product profile here on the Beautylish page where they usually have the ingredients listed for their makeup products. So yes, you could click on the drop down portion of the product page. There is no talc in here, and my apologies for not mentioning, you get 25 grams of powder. Yay, little under an ounce, but you use so little of it, I feel, at once, and if you keep the sticker on, that just controls how much powder spills out, especially if you pack it and it gets knocked around in the bag. That will limit the amount of powder that you can waste. Yeah, overall, I'm very happy. I know 12 shades is not a lot. It's starting off very small. If you happen to be my complexion and you were eyeing the Wayne Goss foundation, again, I will go with number 5. If you're slightly lighter, then you'll go with number 6. And I will take these items to Maddie's house. I'll be there for a little over a week, and I'll just primarily use the foundation. I'll bring my LYS too because, you know, I've been loving that. So I'll combine all the products and I'll keep you guys updated in regards to longevity, how it wears, especially if you don't want to powder, how the foundation wears by itself. But I'm sure with the powder, the setting will just ensure better longevity, especially if you're in a climate that's hot and humid. But the powder is not drying, it's very lightweight, and it still leaves the skin with a little bit of a glow and natural skin finish. It doesn't look dull, it doesn't look dry, and the texture itself is very velvety smooth, and I quite like applying the powder with the velour side of the puff. Know with whatever you use, sponge or puff, that you wash this well. I think washing it maybe once a week. Maybe I should ask Wayne. I would wash my beauty blender every day. That's something like once you use that bad boy, get in the sink, wash it, let it dry until the next round. This maybe, I don't think, because since this is not a sponge per se, I don't think it gets as filthy. You know, keep track of how long you use your puff if you decide to get this. If you don't and want to skip it, then yes, you could use whatever item in your makeup arsenal to apply this foundation and powder. But with the foundation, be careful because you could apply too much, and we don't want that to happen. Again, a huge thank you to Wayne and Beautylish for sending me these items. Hopefully this video helped, fam, and until then, I will see you down in the comments, and that is Alright, thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I will see you on here again with another review tutorial, foundation extravaganza, monthly favorites, or vlog. Take care, and I will see you again soon.